This beautiful pregnant woman, who was 33 weeks pregnant, felt unwell in the morning and came to the hospital alone. After pressing on her stomach, the doctor found that it was indeed a little swollen, so he gave her an ultrasound. The woman happily said that it was a boy. Dr. Ho wanted to contact her obstetrician, but the woman said she didn't have an obstetrician yet. The ultrasound showed Ingrid had excess amniotic fluid in her abdomen, and the baby's abdomen was also slightly swollen. Ingrid immediately became anxious. Hammer said this could be caused by an infection or anemia in the baby. Further tests are needed to confirm, but fortunately, her pregnancy was already long enough. Even if she gave birth now, the baby would be healthy. Ingrid felt much relieved after hearing this. Hammer began to collect umbilical cord blood from Engel so that he could understand the baby's condition more clearly. He told Engel that the first needle might temporarily paralyze the baby, but that it was only to prevent him from moving. Hammer successfully inserted the first needle and then proceeded to insert the second needle to collect umbilical cord blood.
Like an amniocentesis?
Hammer thought he had done this before, but Engel said he had had a blood test in the first 3 months of her pregnancy, and the results showed the baby might be born with spinal muscular atrophy. The doctor was puzzled as to why he hadn't mentioned it earlier. Ingrid optimistically said he just didn't want to think about it. He asked the doctor if this was the cause. Hammer said another blood test was needed. The results showed the baby was anemic. To keep him in the womb longer, Ingrid needed a blood transfusion. However, Dr. Hammer discovered the baby was type O blood, while Ingrid had type B negative blood.
That's not medically possible.
Ingrid can't be this baby's mother.
Ingrid was indeed a surrogate mother. During the 3rd month of pregnancy, it was discovered that the baby might have spinal muscular atrophy. The baby's parents decided to terminate the pregnancy, but Ingrid couldn't bear to do so she kept the baby without telling her employer. Hammer felt that these matters could be discussed later. The urgent priority was to give the baby a blood transfusion to treat his anemia. As they left the ward, Dr. Ho felt it was necessary to confirm with the baby's parents, but Hammer said it wasn't their responsibility, especially since the couple had abandoned the child. However, Dr. Ho doubted the truthfulness of Ingrid's claims, as she had initially concealed many details.
Why would she be lying?
Bottom line, you can't ghost the parents like that. They have every right to know what's going on. We have to notify legal so they can contact them.
You're right, okay.
The baby's biological parents, the Harises, learned of the situation and rushed over from Indiana. They couldn't believe any of it. Meg hurriedly asked Hammer, is the baby's swelling related to spinal muscular atrophy? Hammer said that no connection between the two had been found yet. Jonas said anxiously, the baby will be born with muscle weakness, unable to swallow, and lung atrophy, and may not even survive a year. They didn't want the child to suffer like this, so they decided to terminate the pregnancy. When they made this decision, Ingrid also cried sadly. Goodwin said, the hospital's top priority is to ensure the health of the mother and child. But Jonas said excitedly, Ingrid isn't the mother. His wife is. They couldn't understand why Ingrid would do this. At that moment, a nurse rushed over to find Hammer. Ingrid's baby's heart rate was abnormal. The doctors hurried to the ward, and the Harises followed closely behind. Ingrid didn't know what was happening.
What are they doing here?
How could you do this to us? To our baby?
Mr. and Mrs. Harris, you have to leave, please.
Let's open the hybrid OR for an emergency C-section. This baby needs to be delivered now.
Soon, Hammer brought good news. The cesarean section went smoothly, and both Ingrid and the baby were healthy, with stable conditions. Jonas expressed doubt, but Hammer said the doctors had conducted a thorough examination of the baby, and there were no defects. The Harris couple were puzzled, wondering why the examination at 3 months had shown issues. Hammer explained that false positive cases were becoming more common, as many companies had discovered the profit potential and entered the market irresponsibly. Or, as the doctor said, they should have followed the doctor's advice at the time to undergo an amniocentesis. The Harris couple was so excited they didn't know what to say.
It's like it's a miracle. After all these years, we have a baby. We have a healthy baby.
According to the surrogacy contract, Ingrid could spend half an hour with the baby. Meg, out of gratitude, agreed to let Ingrid stay with the baby longer. However, Jonas was concerned that this might complicate matters, so Goodwin asked Hammer to notify Ingrid. Ingrid happily held the baby, and she even refused to let the nurse take the baby away.
Ingrid, it's time. I understand how you feel, but he is their baby. They didn't want him.
Meg heard this and entered the ward, though this was against the rules. Hammer did not stop her.
Why didn't you tell us?
Because I wanted him. Oh, Ingrid. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
No.
Meg apologized to Ingrid, but Ingrid also admitted his selfishness. He had a friend in the same situation, but the baby was born healthy. He believed his child would be fine too. The two looked at the baby and forgave each other.
You're gonna be a great mom.
Thank you, Ingrid.